How police solved the 1994 cold case murder of Marina Koppel. On the evening of Monday, 8 May 1994, David Koppel was becoming increasingly worried about his 39-year-old wife Marina. Unusually, he had not been able to reach her by phone that day, so at 9 p.m. he left his home in Northampton and drove all the way into central London to visit her flat near Baker Street, Marylebone, in the city of Westminster. He arrived at the flat in York Mansions in Chiltern Street at about 11:30. As he went through each room, he found his wife lying on the floor of the second bedroom, wrapped in bedding. She had been stabbed at least 140 times to the neck, chest and back, and her blood could be seen splashed over the floor, the bedding, the furniture, and the walls. Marina also had knife injuries to her arms and hands, which suggested she had attempted to fend off the blows during the attack. David Koppel immediately called police, who began a murder investigation. Detectives established that Marina, a Colombian national, had moved into the flat 2 weeks before her death and used it to see clients while working as a masseuse offering sexual services. Her husband, who had married her in 1983 after meeting her in a casino, was aware of the arrangement. He told police that her clients were usually well-to-do professionals and businessmen, and that her usual rate was £80, roughly around £250 in 2024. She would usually stay at the flat during the week and stay with her husband in Northampton at weekends. So was the killer one of her clients? Or was robbery the motive? One clue was that Marina's bank card was stolen from her flat and used at a cash point to withdraw cash shortly after the murder, and several times in the next 2 days, having somehow gained knowledge of her PIN. Other evidence recovered from the scene were Marina's ring and a brown plastic shopping bag. A fingerprint found on the bag was identified as belonging to Sandip Patel, then 21, who worked at his father's shop named Sherlock Holmes News in Baker Street. However, the bag in question was from the shop, and therefore it could be argued that finding his fingerprint on it was not unexpected. As a result, he was not treated as a suspect, and the police investigation failed to make any further headway for more than a decade. Sadly, David Koppel died in 2005 before further crucial evidence was identified. When the evidence was re-examined in 2008, a single hair was found stuck to Marina's ring. However, it was not until 2022 when scientists were able to use new techniques to obtain a DNA profile from it. When the profile was run through the database, it came up with a match to Patel, whose DNA had been added to the database as a result of a conviction for actual bodily harm in September 2013, after he punched his girlfriend. When Patel, 51, of Queen's Court, Finchley Road, NW8, was arrested, he told police that he had no recollection of Marina Koppel or her flat. "I have no idea how my fingerprint came to be on this carrier bag or how a hair of mine was present," he said in an interview. Experts were also able to link Patel to the print of a bare left foot in blood on a skirting board at the crime scene. He was rearrested and charged with murder in March 2023. This time, he answered no comment to questions. Patel was convicted of murder at the Old Bailey on 15 February 2024, following a trial at the Old Bailey. At the sentencing hearing the following day, the prosecutor argued the murder bore some of the hallmarks of a sadistic and a sexually motivated killing, and suggested it was a killing for financial gain, given the use of the bank card. The judge, Mr. Justice Kavanagh, said he could not be sure there was a financial motive, or that it involved sadistic conduct, or that it was motivated by sexual conduct. However, he said he had a strong suspicion that Patel killed Marina because of shame and embarrassment at your sexual performance. Patel was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum of 19 years before parole on the basis of the sentencing regime that applied at the time of the murder. The judge said that a minimum term of 24 years would have applied to the crime if it was committed under regime as it applied at sentencing in 2024.